going back in the closet.
Hey. Now he's come out. Hey.
Hey!
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 6 of What's New Lads Time to Talk. Thank you for everyone that's been watching all of our episodes recently. This week, we're going to be talking about something that's pretty current. So Boris Johnson has just announced that he's going to be lifting a few lockdown restrictions. So why not, obviously, all of us talk about how we're feeling in lockdown, but also what we're going to be looking forward to coming out of lockdown as well. This week, we have myself, Luke, Chippy, Josh, Dayan, and Martin. How you guys doing? You all good?
All good, bro. How are you?
Thank you. All good, mate.
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Starting off in normal fashion, how's everyone's week's been? Obviously, it's a Martin debut. So, Martin, how you been, mate?
Yeah, good, man. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on, guys. I've been well, thanks. You know, yeah, yours is very nice too. It's almost like you just put that on. But yeah, no, I had a very nice week, mate. It's been lovely. I've just been having a lot of stuff on at work. Had a couple conferences this week. But yeah, and also had a couple runs as well.
Nice, mate. How much you're running now? Like 50k, 60k?
Nah, 2 10Ks in a week, and then a 30 plus K on a Sunday.
You fucking rebel.
Wow.
Oh. Fair. So yeah, Luke, take it away, mate.
Right, so today, obviously, after the announcement, lockdown is coming to an end, apparently. Okay, so I kind of want to start. I want to start with you, Greg, actually. We were speaking earlier on in the week. I want to chuck it on you, and I think it's time for you to talk. You said you're having a bit of a bad week this week. I want to know why, bro.
I mean, yeah, I've been feeling pretty like shit. It's not even like in a joking way. Like I've actually been like probably the worst I've felt in maybe even like years. You know, like for some reason, like I've just been finding like no joy in anything like that. Obviously, like I'm still like looking forward to doing the podcast, and I actually start a new job next week as well, which is, you know, obviously quite exciting. Gets me out of the whole sort of like unemployment sort of thing. But yeah, man, like it's not all sunshine and rainbows over here all the time. I've just been feeling pretty like lonely, lost, and don't know, been sort of not like neglecting myself, but do you know what I mean? Like you just don't want to do anything, you don't want to speak to anyone, and it's quite ironic that obviously we're doing a podcast that, you know, advocates, you know, people talking about sort of stuff, but I didn't want to. Do you know what I mean? And it's that just goes to show of how hard it is sometimes for blokes to speak about these things, and yeah, it's been a shitter, mate. It has been a shitter. But obviously, yeah, like we spoke, and it was really nice because, you know, you got it out of me and whatnot. And yeah, hopefully this sort of lets everyone else know that, you know, maybe you should sort of like ask the question twice of how people are getting on. But like I said, I've got things to look forward to, but it's just been a shit week, mate. But we move on. I'm getting better.
Do you think the news from what obviously the announcement cheered you up a bit, or do you think it just like made you think, oh, I've got to wait this long to get out?
I mean, we're still gonna have to wait anyway, but I think the way that things have gone on, we're so used to getting like let down and stuff like that. But I've got a feeling that this time's just going to be like the last time. So I'm looking forward to it, you know, like I'm looking forward to getting like my life back on track. Well, not my life back on track, but like gyms opening, pubs opening, the Euros, all this sort of stuff. Like I've literally hit that final straw with lockdowns, but hopefully it is the sort of final straw. So yeah.
And then Dayan, it's your first time on this actually. You're not one to always want to come on camera, but how's the announcement made you feel? How did it make you feel when you heard kind of everything's apparently going to be coming back to normal?
I'm still 50-50 personally, because obviously it's the plan's there. Like there's something to look forward to. But the thing is, again, it's down to us. It's down to all the people out there that are, you know, still running around doing whatever it is they're doing, whether they're going to work, whatever. You know, if we're still wearing our masks, getting vaccinated on time, stuff like that, you know, so many variables that kind of still makes me a bit apprehensive. But, you know, optimistic still, because, you know, this has been going on for far too long. So you've got to think we're near the end. Otherwise, it's just going to be a constant cycle of just, for me personally, getting out of bed, going for a run, exercising, playing Xbox, going to bed. Like, I can't do that anymore, So I'm hoping we all get it together one last time and just get to the finish line, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a year now, hasn't it? Like, it's nearly the anniversary of when we first went into our lockdown. I think it was
23rd of March.
Yeah, 23rd of March. So, like, it's nearly a year, bros.
Mm.
That is mad. Don't you think it's actually weird that our kids are going to be talking about such, like, a historical moment? Does no one else find that, like, mind-blowing? Because that's never happened in our lifetime.
This time last year,
lessons.
we was all talking about, like, oh, have you heard this crazy stuff that's going on over in China?
That's what I mean.
Like, we were none the riser. We were naive as anything.
I think 2020 is really going to get looked at as that, that dark year that everything kind of went to shit a bit, and everyone sort of got to take a step back and reassess.
Mate, 2020 is going to be a 12-mark answer in a GCSE exam one day.
That is very true. They have something not to look forward to. There'll be so much to write about, though, that you was just playing Warzone all 2020.
No, literally, our kids are going to come to us and be like, oh, Dad, what did you do lockdown? I was in the gulag all the time.
For the whole duration. I mean, part of this talk, I kind of wanted to speak about your opinions on the next steps. So I'm just going to break down step 1. I wrote a couple of little notes, nothing major. So step 1 is schools opening at the start of March. Rule of 6 or 2 households end of March. Still no holidays, and there's a limit on funerals and weddings, like the amount of people that can go. So I think personally, I think it's so important for the kids to go back. I'm not so sure about like uni students, stuff like that, because we know what it was like at uni. You're not gonna stick to.
You're not following the rules, to be honest.
Absolutely. But in terms of the kids going back, I think what do you lot think about step 1? Do you think is any improvement apart from the schools going back?
I think it's definitely important for educational purposes. Like, imagine having nearly, I don't know how long they've been out of school properly, but having that education staggered as much as it has, I think it's a bit ridiculous, really. I mean, imagine if you were like a second year college kid and you had to go for all that result like rubbish, and then the government sort of gave you these options, and then you didn't get the results you needed. Now you're in your first year of uni, you've had to go into lockdown, you're not going to your lectures, you're not meeting all your course mates and stuff. But like, I think it's important for them to go back, but I also think it's weird that all the kids are going back at the same time. Like, they're not doing any sort of staggered approach with schools. They're just saying, the schools are going to reopen, and that's kind of the bottom line. Don't know. What do you guys think about that?
There's not many options, is there? Like, I think there's going to be a whole generation of kids that have just missed out on these, like, let's say 6 months out of school altogether. Okay, and that is mad. That there's going to be like year 4 kids who had no idea what they was meant to learn in year 4.
It's crazy.
Like, you could miss a whole year of subjects, like from history, from maths, from like half the stuff. I just think it's nuts that they're actually going to miss it all.
Yeah.
My sister was saying, because she works at the child school, shout out my sister. She was saying how the workload for teachers has like kind of exponentially increased over time, because more and more of the syllabus has to get spread out, more homework has to be set, and the kids are getting more and more demotivated because it just seems to them like the schoolwork piles up. In my opinion, like, obviously the quicker they get back to school, the better. There's a lot of parents out there that kind of probably just, it's too much of the kids being at home, plus they have to work.
You little shit!
Focus off the Xbox. But in the real world, like you said, Luke, that stuff that they're missing out on, like, it doesn't matter how much these kids are going to study. They're not going to. The knowledge that they're trying to maintain is not going to stay. There's just too many distractions at home and stuff like that. I wish there was the potential for a staggered, like, release. Send them back into the wild. per se, but I
Well,
don't,
also
I don't
there's
think
not.
it's possible either. Yeah, go on.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Go on, man.
why couldn't they just sort of do it a bit further throughout March? I mean, that might move everything else back a bit. I don't know. It might be like an option. It's just interesting to me that they kind of just said, okay, that's the date. Everyone's going to go back.
Yeah, but do you know what's
think-
mad?
I think
They've
it's
got
because
they've got Easter 2 weeks after they go back. So
Let's
then,
do that.
I know that's
Um,
that's a bit baffling.
like,
It's
what a
bizarre.
touch for the kids. But I mean, they go back for 2 weeks and then they're off for 2 weeks again. I think that's how long Easter is. But 2 weeks again.
I
So
think
just wait.
the problem with the staggered approach is that you're going to have, for example, if you send back a couple of weeks or something like the year 8s or year 9s, and then 2 weeks later another year group, and so on and so forth. The end of the school year, it's just going to get longer and longer. So these teachers, because you're forgetting sometimes that some of these teachers aren't just teaching year 7s or year 3s or year 8s or whatever. They're teaching multiple different year groups with different syllabuses or whatever, which actually extends the amount of time that they're going to have to work. So I kind of see it as, in a perfect world, the staggered approach is what I would do. But in the real world, you can't ask these people to work longer, stay longer, whatever, It doesn't work if you think about it in a real world context. The
Dan,
amount of
I've got a
hours you've got
question
to
for
put
you.
in is just extended. Go on.
Are you a teacher?
I'm not a teacher.
You're waffling like one.
This is-
Jesus Christ.
This comes from having
Serbia.
a few friends who are teachers.
Oh.
My sister is a teacher. This comes from hearing all these horror stories of what's going on, and I'm surrounded by it every day. So I don't have any like real insight, but I've got somewhat of the knowledge of what's going on in there. It's not
I
perfect.
think the staggered approach does make sense. I think the one thing for me that sort of made me think about it that might trip it up a bit is the teachers are still a little bit further down on the vaccination list. And I think that's sort
I
of
think they're bumped up, aren't they?
bumped up a
Haven't they been
bit,
bumped
yeah,
up
but
since,
they're still a good couple behind.
There's going to be
Not
a
in
fight between Martin on his debut. Getting the gloves out.
You know what I mean? It's the shirt. It's the shirt. It gives them power. You know what I mean?
I think it's sort of the evidence shows that the kids don't get COVID as much, don't spread it as much for whatever reason. And I think that there is still the potential that one or two could, and I think it should be more of a priority to vaccinate the teachers sort of now while children are going back to school.
Yeah, I think it should
Just to
definitely be
sort of-
done before. Like, you may as well
Yeah.
just because like it will save a lot of added problems in the future. Do you know what I mean? Like if they're back a week and then teachers start getting it again, then start giving it to their families, like it's going to be a whole like another lockdown. Do you know what I mean? Which would be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the rule of 6 is kind of a good thing to get people out again. Like even if we was outside, we could actually meet up us 6. Do you know what I mean? That is mad to think of because that hasn't happened in a year. Actually, it did. I'm lying. It happened in August.
Your birthday.
Trying to make a point, but that went very badly. But yeah, I think that's important because a lot of people are suffering with kind of their mental health now. I think every one of us could probably say it's affected us at least slightly. Some of us probably more. But as things are kind of getting back to normal, well, I say normal, but it's still so far away. I think step 2 is where it's actually going to make a difference for us a lot because that's when the gyms are opening. That's when all retail's opening. Oh shit. I can get a haircut, boys. Look at my trim. Look at Greg's trim. Look at Greg's trim.
Right?
Please,
why?
we need
Why am
the
I getting
barbers.
bullied?
Please, we need the barbers. I mean, I'm surprised you and Josh haven't just got some clippers at your house and just done each other.
I mean, I was
I do
growing
not
mine
trust
anyway,
him
but
in the slightest.
now that you mention it, it could do. I mean, look at it. It's not great.
He actually looks like Todd
You look
Camwell.
like Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz, Todd Camwell. What's the difference there? I mean, they're pretty similar.
Same right foot.
Who's gonna go away once Step 2 means you'll be able to go on UK holidays, apparently. What's any of you going to go on a little trip away?
I'll go. Actually, no, I haven't got anything.
You're not boring, bro. I'm
Oh,
going anywhere
Go
I
to
can.
Scotland
Where are you
and
going?
Naim, don't
Listen,
worry.
Airbnb.
Yeah, where you
I'm
going
there.
then? Phileas Fogg?
Mine, he's talking to you. He can't be talking to me when you're wearing them.
I've got my marathon in May, so I'll be going to Scotland for that. I mean, that's something.
Everyone
That's
donate.
not really
The link's going to be in description. Everyone go donate towards that. That's going to be a great thing.
You
Have I
can
donated
also
that?
find out more
I can't remember.
information.
I think I still need to.
You did. You donated £9 and then left a comment saying, "Ha ha ha, 9-0."
Yeah.
Wow, the football
That'll be
comes
mine.
back. That's quite good from you, Dan. That's quite fast. I've never really didn't really expect.
You were the
that
first
from you,
person.
actually.
You're the first person to donate as
I
well. So that
haven't
was
had-
actually the first comment.
I haven't had anything to shout about football-wise for a couple of years, so it felt nice to
Yeah.
be able to be shameless for once.
Step 3 is meant to be the 17th of May. Rule of 6 indoors. Okay, so that's obviously everyone's going to be buzzing about that. If you can actually probably go to a pub. I mean, you can do overnight stays. So JB can actually finish off his Tinder dates. And they
Need one first.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone shout JB ASAP. And then international travel. International travel. So I saw loads of people booking stuff like festivals, everything on Instagram over the last week. Are any of you planning on going away? I had a holiday booked for the 14th of May.
Oh, wait, I was supposed to be going away tomorrow.
Oh,
I was supposed to be jetting off to
Oh.
Budapest tomorrow and then to Amsterdam. I'm fuming. I mean, I'm happy now. Don't get me wrong, though. I can see like a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. So I'll definitely be rebooking that. But yeah, nah. The
We're
thought of
supposed
it,
to go
mate.
to Ibiza in August.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest.
no.
I think that'll be too soon. There's got to be some sort of like plus or minus 4 weeks there with these dates that they give. But yeah, that's very sad as well.
I mean, the other thing is that a larger event's going to be 25% capacity outside and 50% capacity.
Isn't that like
inside.
football?
Yeah, so we might actually
Yeah.
get to see some fans back by the end of the year,
Gee.
which will be
That'd be
nice.
good.
I mean,
Yeah.
I probably won't be going, but because it'll be like getting rocking horse shit a ticket. Do you know what I mean? But I don't expect myself to be able to go to one of them. Step 4 is June 21st. So you know what that means.
That's the night that things happen.
Put it in the calendar.
That's the night that things happen.
I actually think there'll be a lockdown June 22nd. It will go nuts. Everything will go off.
Mate,
Yeah.
June 21st will be a national holiday.
I mean, it's all over the newspapers, isn't it? They're saying they actually want it to be a bank holiday, which is ridiculous. By the way, I can't believe we're actually pushing.
That's so Britain. That's
Yeah,
so
it's
Britain.
awful.
Isn't it?
Day off, I'm in. I'm not complaining. How much faith do you have in these steps? How much faith do you have in this overall plan that they have, realistically?
I think with this plan, I do have faith that each step will be how it is. And I don't think that if they do one of the steps and they're going to go back or anything like that. But I could see the potential of just delaying the steps. Because I think they have sort of made a big point of, it's irreversible. Once it's done, it's done. We're not going to go into another complete lockdown. They're like really trying to avoid that. But I do think there is a potential for the last steps 3 and 4 to be pushed back.
Yeah, I think the first two are pretty like solid on their dates. I think they're going to be okay because by then you probably won't have any research to say it's backfired. Do you know what I mean? So I think once it gets step 3 and definitely step 4, I can't see us being able to go back to normalish life, like no limits on social contact on the 21st of June. Although that sounds ages away right now, in COVID terms, that's like COVID terms. I just made a whole new statement.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, like that is not anytime soon.
I feel like if one government could, it looks like a pretty set out plan. It's nice to see a timeline on it, but you know, if one government could fuck it up, it's definitely this one. Like, it's the sad reality of it, really. I mean, they've done so much dodgy shit over the past year, and you can say what you want about other parties at this point, but I feel like if he fucks this one up and if he messes it up to a point where we're having to go into, you know, maybe into the summer lockdown period, then it's got to be a resignation, surely. I mean, I don't think it will personally, but you know, it's that's how it's gone so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really into like, obviously, like I, you know, take an interest, but I'm not properly like into like politics and stuff like that. All I know is that they're just dodgy bastards. I think that's what I've just taken away from this whole year. I just think you're dodgy.
Especially Matt Hancock. Matt
Hancock doesn't help.
Did you see about him giving all the PPE contracts, and like that's gone so under the radar?
Yeah,
and he just
how's he actually got away with that? He's giving it all to his mates, and he just made all his mates like millionaires and stuff like that. But then dirty little Tory.
Well, the thing is, even the opposition, even Keir Starmer, or whatever his name is, even he was like, "Oh no, I don't think he should resign." And it's like, you're meant to be, you know, the whole shadow cabinet. You're meant to hold these people to account. And like,
because they'll fuck each other. They're all inbreds.
I mean, in terms of,
he's stood for nothing, isn't he? He's stood for nothing this entire time. He's not stood up for anything that he should have, and I don't know. It seems
pointless.
Like he's too much of a pussy to do anything or say anything outrageous.
He had such a chance to sort of show everyone why the Tories are so bad.
Greg's at it,
and he's fondled it.
Politics.
Corbyn would never. Just saying, Corbyn would never.
Corbyn would never.
I think something good that actually, let's go back to step 4 quick. I think something good is the fact that people can actually start going to like funerals without being limited. Like, think of the amount of people that have lost someone like during this time, and they haven't been able to say goodbye. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've all probably been to a funeral. You know, it's a sad day, but it's also one where you get to say a proper goodbye instead of just like seeing that they've died. Do you know what I mean? That's like seeing a stranger. It's quite a sad thing. So I'm glad that that's one of the first things that they're starting in step 2, is that they're like upping how many people can actually go. And to weddings, it's meant to be the best day, one of the best days of your life. Do you know what I mean? So that's also a good thing.
Yeah, my mum was getting married in July. Yeah, my mum's getting married in July, so fingers crossed. You know what I mean, we can have a few guests there. You know what I mean, make it a little bit of a special day rather than just like, you know, 2 people.
Yeah, instead of just Greg and.
Do you need a +1?
Shut up. I'm not even going to entertain it. I'm not even going to entertain it. All I know is that's very sad. That's very sad of you. Love you, Mum.
Shut up.
Does she watch
it? Does she watch it?
I love you too, Greg's mum.
I think she's watched a few. Yeah, right. Yeah. I think she's just probably chatting shit like mums do. Oh, it was really great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I saw you on it. Need a haircut, didn't you? What about everyone else's? Dan, does yours? I know your sister does, doesn't she? Or she listens to it or something.
I think she's listened to like half of them and stuff. My parents don't really have a clue what a podcast is. I mean, I don't really blame them. They get most of their news from the news. Like this sort of medium to them is a bit weird. So I don't think that.
Yeah, they'll probably walk in and be like, "What are you doing, Dad? I have no idea why you're talking to 5 geezers on the screen."
I think you're using a campsite or something.
Yeah, you on TV.
Yeah. Right. So, why you're TV? Shout out Serbia. Right. So, sorry. Compose myself. So what are you guys most looking forward to coming out of lockdown? Myself, I said it on a couple of podcasts ago, it's definitely the gyms. I'm turning into a lazy 20-year-old person who's so unfit. I mean, what about you lot?
I'm looking forward to the gym. And getting my hair
It's
cut.
probably gonna be good. Yeah, I think just seeing all your mates, really, you know, like I look forward to seeing you
Gym,
guys.
trim, and sesh. That's it.
Yeah, kicking the
Gym,
ball
trim,
about,
and
and,
sesh.
you know, having a good.
All I heard was breath.
Yeah, it's like buses, mate. Once one of them answered, they all just kept going. It was like a big circle.
Dominoes, man, dominoes.
Yeah, I mean, a haircut would be nice. I've got my dad to do my trim. I won't turn around to show you.
Shout out, Dad.
I'm looking forward to coming out of lockdown June 21st, and then England playing June 22nd.
Ooh,
That's gonna be very, very tasty.
Big game.
How convenient.
Yeah, they definitely done that on purpose, by the way.
Did someone see that? What is it? There was this whole thing going around about like Boris is just taking us out of lockdown just in time for his birthday.
Is that when
When's
his
his
birthday is
birthday?
as well?
His birthday's like the 20-something of June.
24th, I think.
Oh, that's convenient, Bojo. You know what you're doing, trying to get lit for your birthday, your 57th birthday, you old man.
Jesus.
Hate him.
Well, this is meant to be civilized, boys.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what you've done to us, Martin. Usually, it's so civilized.
Talking about
We're all
politics. What are you
polite,
talking about?
and then you've come in and just ruined it all. You brought up politics and it's just changed it all.
I mean, because I'm looking forward to seeing my mum. I ain't seen my mum properly, like I mentioned in a few podcasts ago. Go watch after, you know what I mean? New Year's Day 2020. Bruv, it's like March 2021. And I mean, obviously, like I FaceTime and stuff like that, but like going home, seeing my friends, seeing my family, just feeling like free. Do you know what I mean? Like I probably won't particularly like go out loads. Probably fucking will. But just having that sort of like freedom of just knowing, like, do you know what I mean? Like it's just gone, like it's just past. I think that would just sort of like settle a lot of people's like nerves are sort of such, because it's such an uncertain time. So like looking forward to just being able to be like, do I want to go and have a pint right now? Yeah, I can. Or I'm going to go to the leisure centre after and go for a swim. Then I'm going to go to the tan shop. Do you know what I mean? I can do anything I want.
An awful
June
way around to do
21st.
those things, by the way.
Yeah, it's quite like, it's the wrong way around.
That must be so strange going that long without seeing the family for as well. Because I know you guys spent Christmas. You and Josh spent Christmas together, didn't you? That must have been like very weird being in lockdown throughout that.
Yeah, bruv, it's just a weird concept. Like I say, like I speak to my mum and stuff like that, and speak to my brother, but like physically, like it's just, I don't know, strange, bro. Like same with my grandparents. They like, because they're like quite old. Whenever I'll see them next, they've probably like aged like 20 years. And I just think, you know, you did like that when I left you. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's scary. It's scary how long this has been going on for. But if there's light at the end of the tunnel, then I'll just sit back and bite my tongue for the meantime.
Yeah,
it makes you think a bit more, and it makes you probably want to reach out more as well, which is quite nice. So hopefully you become closer because of this.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think if you're not living with your family at the moment, like if you're at uni or if you're living with your mates, it must be pretty difficult because all you can do is phone them. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to see them, which is like, which I couldn't imagine doing at the moment. I see my parents pretty much every other day, like, and so it's sweet for me. But I think something that's going to be insane is that in like 2 years, I'm going to go into one of my jackets that I wore last week and find a mask. I think that's
yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, whoa. And you'll just put it on, like, and you'll probably start COVID again, which is a bad idea. I don't recommend. But I mean, that would just be. There's so many things that I don't know. I think my brain's going all weird, boys. I'm talking about our kids doing doing it as for history and then find the mask in 2 years.
You feeling broody, mate? Do you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I reckon masks are here to stay. I reckon they'll be around for like another 50 years.
I swear Japan's always done it. Is it Japan? They all just wear masks
Japan and
anyway.
China.
They've done that.
A couple Asian countries.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but we live in a Western world where everyone hates, like, people hate the idea of wearing a mask now when you have to do it. Imagine when, like, you get the option. Nobody's wearing a fucking mask after.
I feel like there will be people that are going to adopt it because, like, there's so many. When you think about how much like germs and bacteria there are in everyday life, I don't know. It's definitely made me think a bit more, especially like when you're on a packed tube and stuff on the central line and stuff like that, it's just.
Well, stop licking the windows then, mate. Do you know what I
But they're
mean?
so tasty.
Martin's actually going to be wearing a mask forever, isn't he? You can just see it already.
On my
When we do a
wedding day,
reunion in
lift it
30 years, it's Martin in his mask, and you don't even know it's Martin anymore. Oh,
Yeah, have a little purse, like a little stitching. You know what I mean?
with his
MW.
pound
Do you know what I
coins.
was thinking of? You know when we used to play football and like you'd have your like team water bottles and like you would just drink whichever one. Nobody's doing that again, are they? Nobody's ever doing that again. Like just
Yeah,
it's making me feel sick thinking about it.
Oh, lovely.
God. Struck
Right,
a nerve
I'm
there.
gonna.
What are you doing?
Naim, what are you doing?
Naim, what are you making a guest appearance, bro? Hi guys.
Naim just decided he wants to be on it now.
Mine's
Oh, look at this guy.
Naim, what are you doing?
How are you feeling?
He definitely thought he definitely meant to call Boo, innit?
Yeah,
I felt like I
waiting for it
joined
like
just to check up on the lads and make sure progress is being made. You get me?
I mean, yeah,
you can
fuck
leave now.
off.
I know, but carry on, fam.
you want us to carry on whilst you're here?
Yeah, bro. I want to know. I feel included, you get me? Because also I've been at work and that. So I want to be included just to. If I'm not on this week's episode, I want to be included, bro.
Well,
Well, this is the
Oh
first.
shit! Wait! I just deeped it. I thought it was a Monday. I thought you. I thought you was talking about the topic. I'm out. You man enjoy, guys. I'm out.
oh, bro, I'm so. Did anything during lockdown kind of make your life better? Like, did you start working out more? Did you find anything like good to actually do? What, Martin? I know you're doing a lot of running, so that's obviously something that you probably wasn't doing as much of before. But has anyone else found?
No.
Well, yeah, it's weird because I was thinking about this a lot recently, and sort of before the lockdown, just for the lockdown, I sort of ended up getting out of a relationship that was, I'm trying to use the right words here without sounding harsh, but
Yeah, it's danger.
I guess you could
when
say holding me
mention
back.
relationship, and it's could kill everything.
Yeah, but I guess you could say like holding me back. And again, this isn't like, you know, it's really my fault. I sort of let myself just settle and become so like distant from myself and that sort of thing, and I just sort of settled into a normal routine of not really caring about myself and just finishing work and going to hers and just watching TV. I think the lockdown sort of gave me an opportunity to just really focus on actually myself for the first time in ages and just be a little bit selfish and sort of put my personal development first. So yeah, since then I've been learning a language. I've been learning Dutch. Been
Go
getting
on,
up early,
test it out.
doing workouts most day.
I want to hear some of your Dutch. Go on, Josh.
Ben
Say
Josh.
hello, my name's Josh.
Hallo, ik ben Josh. Ik spreek
Nice.
een beetje Nederlands. Het is belangrijk.
That means I have a small penis.
No,
No,
I
Josh,
might
that's
be
good,
wrong.
though. Oh,
Yeah, but
I
no,
thought you
I've
sounded
been
very
doing that.
confident when you was doing that.
Sounding more confident than when I speak English.
Yeah, to be fair.
But yeah, no, I've been doing that. I've been reading a lot. Like I've started this thing. Got the book here actually. I'll show you guys. This thing has helped me out. Miracle Morning. So now basically I get up at like 6 a.m. or so.
In the morning. Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Miracle morning.
I've been doing that, and when I get up, I'm just being productive, doing a bit of reading in the morning, a bit of language learning in the morning. It's just giving me so much more energy.
When
So,
Greg
yeah, and I
probably
think lockdown
first
has
heard
helped
him
that.
learning
Nice.
new language, he was probably like, "What the hell? What is going on upstairs?" I have no
Mate.
idea.
Well, we all were back in
Yeah, we all was.
Sherfield,
What?
like a house of Duolingos.
Yeah, I was learning French back like last year, bro. I was learning French. Yeah, it was mad. Thought I'd like use my skills and whatnot. But now I don't know any French birds, so it just doesn't make sense.
That's the only reason why.
Only press
Josh,
for you.
Josh only started learning Dutch just because he's got that top that he wore a couple of weeks back. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm trying to blag my way into the team.
And then, what about you, Dan? You was going to say something. What have you kind of improved on?
So kind of similar to JB and Martin, really. I kind of picked up running. Like everyone knows, from back in the DB days, I fucking hate running, yeah. But like, gives me a reason to just get out of the house, listen to music. Been reading some books as well for the first time in like maybe 10, 11 years. Kind of like sci-fi novels, shout out Isaac Asimov Foundation, because the new TV show coming on Apple, I thought I'd read the book as well, so it's pretty good. And actually, I started meditating. Weirdest thing I ever chose to start doing. It's actually helped. You know when you feel anxiety, yeah? Like this is my whole podcast. Like sometimes even the most confident of people have anxiety. Sometimes when I get anxiety, I just sit there, meditate 5-10 minutes, and I feel amazing after. So like I thought after a week or two of doing it, I just kept doing it. It's still in my routine. As soon as I feel a bit tense or anything, I just go upstairs, earphones on, noise cancelling on, meditate. So that's been really helpful actually, especially this last lockdown, man. This has been key to keeping me sane.
I mean, it sounds like all of you are making kind of improvements. Martin, do you want to kind of expand on what you've been doing? Because obviously you signed up for the marathon. What other stuff have you done as well?
So yeah, just a bit of background on the running. I mean, this time last year, I think I was just kind of getting a bit more into it. But this time last January, I think I was running about 4.5K, and it was taking me like 35 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that. And then like managed to sort of get myself into a routine of it. I kind of, during like the first lockdown, I got put on furlough, lost my job, went through like a timeline, then got another job, and kind of had this always going on in the background. And I always found it a good thing to always come back to and sort of remain consistent with. And it was a really nice way just to, when I'm running, I'm not really thinking about anything else. I'm just like, I'm in the moment, and I'm just like either zoning out onto music or a podcast. I can just kind of chill out, not have to think about it. And it's just been one of those things that's kept me sane, like you were saying, Dan, especially with everyone going remote, you're not being able to see any of your mates and all that. And I think it's just keeping yourself, grounded and keeping yourself sane, making sure you keep going every day, because I think it's easy to let it all get away from you a bit. But yeah, I've also been, like you guys, have been doing a bit of reading, which has been really nice. I think, there's another one of those things you kind of forget a lot when you leave school or uni even. I also started writing a lot more, which is quite nice. And even I've got a journal that I try and write in every day now. And I also started learning a bit more guitar, which I've had for like years, but it's just been like collecting dust in the corner. And I finally found a reason just to like pick it up, and now I can officially play Wonderwall, and it's a great feeling, guys. Let me tell you.
So I asked Josh to do his Dutch accent. Surely we've got to see Martin. At the end of this, I want to hear us going out when Greg's doing his outro. I want to hear Wonderwall.
What sort of things are you writing in your journal, Martin? Day 3. Dan still thinks I'm a
Jesus.
Diane still refuses to love me.
It's bold to think you get that much of a mention, Dan, to be honest.
Access denied.
Nah, it's just like,
right.
It's just, day-to-day stuff. It can kind of be anything, like just how you doing. I mean, I think it's important mentally as well. Like you just kind of keep yourself on top of yourself in a way, to be honest. Find out how you're feeling, everything that's going on in the news, making sure you're up to date with stuff. Honestly, I don't know anything. I mean, I wrote about this podcast today. I wrote down some notes that kind of keep me going a bit. I feel like I just keep saying keeping going, but that seems to be the main theme at the moment. But any and everything. I wrote about the 9-0. You'll be pleased to know. Don't worry.
Diary.
That was a long passage.
Was the shit day.
So no, you know how Theo does his.
There's tear stains on that page.
So our mate, Theo has his United locker, and we're scheduled to do a meeting just before was going to just do a meeting just after the game, but we arranged to do it before, so we had it all planned out. I had all these notes down about, it's not been great. You've got all these injuries and stuff. And then I had literally like a page full of notes about everything, who is he going to stay in the job and all that. And then literally it got to the game, and then I just scrapped it all and wrote, "We lost 9-0. It's over."
Jesus Christ, man. Right there. I mean, what about you, Chippy? What have you been up to, mate? Obviously, like, you're back working and whatnot, but obviously you had a bit of trouble finding a job. So did you do anything to like pass the time? Did you take up any hobbies?
To be fair, actually, two things, right? So started running, but then I stopped because I got injured. As you do.
I hurt my knee.
Nah, do you know what was really weird? I started getting shin splints to the point where I actually couldn't walk. It was really painful, so I had to stop running for a while. So that's
you need some compression socks or whatever. Martin will hook you up after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. What else? I tried to dabble with the guitar, but then I realised I was just really shit, so I just stopped. I mean, I got like halfway through Wonderwall, but then I was like, I don't know. It was really weird. My fingers just are too big for the guitar, so that was a bit, shit.
Look at him trying to sell himself. He's trying to sell himself to the
got big hands.
Did you hear that, ladies?
Big shins.
Oh my days. Although to be fair, one good thing that did come out of lockdown was me and my family got close again, because it was really weird. When I came out of uni, I was really distant, and I think that was the fact that, I know you said earlier, try and don't incriminate yourself. I was in the most toxic fucking relationship ever, boys. It was horrible. Day in, day out, war zone, 24/7, right? I was in the gulag, right, for months, coming out of uni. But yeah, no.
Anyway,
yeah, no, that was the good thing about lockdown. It helped me get over that. So yeah, and brought my family and me all.
Just put a long bleep over everything he just said, because he's going to regret that.
What's kind of got worse for you guys? I know life might have got worse altogether, just because we're
Everything
kind of locked
has
down.
stopped.
Literally.
I've got nothing left.
That was Greg's voice notes to me all week. It's been the worst. For me, I think me just I've got really unfit, to be honest. I love eating a bar of chocolate every day.
Fucking loves a penguin bar.
Yeah, I love a penguin bar. I feel like I haven't done. I don't know. I started to see some improvements when I started going to the gym just before all lockdown, and I've just taken such a major step back, which has just been proper rubbish for me, to be honest.
Why is that though? Is it because gyms aren't open, or is it because you're lazy?
Both, mate. Like, the only reason I go to the gym is because I go after work. It's very convenient. I just go for an hour and a half after work. I come home. I made it my schedule, whereas now I don't have a schedule. Do you know what I mean? I don't have nothing to stick to. I know I should have made one, but I'm working 3-4 days a week, and then I don't really want to. I can't go for a run because my leg hurts. My leg hurts. That's such a bad excuse. I just can't be bothered.
My leg hurts.
I just can't be bothered to go for a run.
To be fair, you couldn't also anticipate how long this lockdown was going to be anyway. So creating a schedule straight away would have been very pessimistic of everything.
Yeah.
I think one thing as well is just the weather. The weather as well. I've found even in this last sort of week or so, where it's got a little bit sunnier and a little bit warmer, I felt so much better and productive.
Yeah, I think
whereas
a lot
when
of
it was
people had
a
more
couple weeks ago
smiles on
and
their face,
freezing.
didn't they?
100%.
Definitely.
Right, fair enough. Cheers, lad.
Fair enough, yeah.
Great one. Just me that had a shitter then. Right.
Nah, I mean, I'll do whatever. So I think, my mental health definitely took a dip. I'm someone that's obviously quite in tune with how I feel and whatnot. Like, I listen to my body and my head quite a lot. And that definitely took a dip, but I'm not blaming myself for it. It's something that I've accepted, because being in this environment isn't human nature. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not meant to be this isolated for this long period of time. So I've come to sort of terms with that. it will just naturally get worse. But I'm not beating myself up over it because it's nothing that I can control. If it was the normal world and I was just, neglecting myself, then yeah, I've got to kick myself up the arse. But yeah, that took a dip. And obviously, not seeing my family, so long, etc. Working out in the first lockdown, it was actually all right. In Sherfield, we had a little weight set and whatnot. And me and Michael Vidler, shout out Michael Vidler, we went for runs 2-3 times a week, long runs as well. But yeah, and I think in this lockdown, the only thing that's sort of gone down is my sleeping pattern. I need to sort it out because I start work next week. But
Yeah,
boys,
mate, you woke up at a ridiculous time today. You was like, sorry, I'll just wait.
let's not go into that, okay?
God,
that was in confidence.
I couldn't believe it. I've been up for 6 hours.
Oh god,
mate. Well, thing is, I'm living in the house with Greg and Theo, and they're both not working, sleeping into whenever, and I'm getting up at 6 o'clock to do this shit.
It's your only time.
he says that. Yeah, he says that.
To be fair, I'd say the thing that's gotten worse is I've gotten to that point where I feel burnt out and unmotivated. I still force myself to go on runs. I still force myself to do weights in the garage, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but it's it's repetitive. I'm doing the same exercises because the equipment I've got only allows me to do so much and stuff like that. So it's I'm finally burnt out. I've tried to be as optimistic as possible for as long as possible, but now it's kind of just fucking let me go back to the gym and just let me go work, because so much fucking Warzone you can play,
Yeah, man, I miss them. I miss them gym selfies that we used to get in the group chat every now and then, or in the Instagram of Dan in the gym. Jesus Christ, I need them back ASAP. Greg's got it down to a T down there, mate.
Mate, I've done that so many times. Just trying to Snapchat someone
you got to go like that. You got to get the arm out.
Oh, let's see that again, Dan.
Yeah, do that again.
All right,
Rory, he's showing you up now, mate. Diane's got bigger than you over the last few weeks. I know Rory was trying to flex on one of the last podcasts.
Yeah, he was doing one in discreet ones.
Yeah, he was like,
stick the traps out. I don't go on dates.
Yeah.
It's kind of like girls. If you got it, flaunt it. Shout out Rory.
Lovely. Silence.
No worries.
Great. Okay. Greg, go on. Give us an outro.
Yeah, I'll do an outro. I don't want Dan to laugh.
Dan, mute yourself. Josh, mute yourself. Chippy, you'll probably may as well mute yourself.
It's not my fault.
It's not my fault.
Thank you, everyone, for watching episode 6 of this week's episode. It was a bit of a different sort of type of episode. Obviously, we're talking about coming out of lockdown, but also we explored, what's sort of got worse, but also what's got better. And hopefully you guys can sort of take away some from this as well. For me personally, it was an interesting one. I've spoke about obviously that it's okay to have a shit week, and I look forward to obviously speaking to my friends, and obviously that can hopefully encourage people to do the same. Lads, how do we think it went? Sum up in a few words, Luke. How do you think this week was?
Yeah, bro, it was good. It was good to actually get 2 different opinions from Dan, who can't stop laughing, and Martin, actually, because they both bring a different kind of dynamic. Do you know what I mean? Dan's a bit of a dick, and Martin's very kind of formal about everything. So I'm glad Dan was on mute, else he would have gone nuts. It kind of brought a different dynamic. I mean, there's 4 of us that are on pretty often, so it was quite nice to speak to you lot again. But it was definitely good to see Martin and Dan here.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Martin? How do you think it went for your first one?
Yeah, I really enjoyed catching up with you guys and just sort of talking through about what's going on in the world at the moment. I think, as I keep saying, it's easy to let things get ahead of you. So it's always nice to drop in and catch up.
Is that you resigning, Martin? It sounds like you're
literally. He's one and done.
Me, boys. Thanks for inviting me.
That's it, lads. Thanks. I've done my one.
I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next ones. I hope we can get into some deeper topics in the future as well that Dan can definitely bring a lot to the table on.
Yeah, I will not be a part of these deeper topics. I can't take anything seriously. I'm sorry. It's not. It's my own bad trait. I'll put it that way.
That's absolutely fine, mate. we still love you as a mate, even if you do laugh at me all the time. So,
it's because you're funny.
So yeah, make sure you like the episode, subscribe as well. The link to Martin's fundraiser will also be in the description, so do check that out. From all of us, lads, thank you very much, and see you guys next week. Starting next week, we're going to be spicing things up a little bit. So we're also going to bring something new to you guys. The whole point of this podcast is to encourage lads to sort of, talk about things that they really want to talk about. And we're all passionate about football. So we're going to start off a little sort of like mini series that we're going to be releasing on Thursdays called Weekly Football Fix. It's going to be a lot of a smaller, more intimate group of people. Intimate? Fucking hell. It's going to be a smaller group of people. And then, we can discuss for about 20, 30 minutes what's going on in the football world of that week. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's what we want to talk about as well. And hopefully, a few people can sort of like get interacting in the comments and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that as well. We'll release a few more details on our Instagram, in the next few days.
Nice one.
Cheers, bros.
You look so confident.
Where's Dan going out the window?
Yeah.
Bro, they should
I don't want to do the football thing.
No. I'd love him to fall over. Oh, I wish he just fell off.
It's a huge drop of 6 feet.
Anyway, boys, I'm off.
Yeah, literally.